All right, everybody, welcome back to Mildly Interesting, brought to you by our sponsors. You'll never guess the first one, right? It's the like button. Big surprise. Check it out right below the video. And also, Captain Sparkles 2, one of my other channels here on YouTube, where actually it has the majority of hours of new content going up. It's not the main channel. It wasn't even the main channel when we were doing daily videos. Here we have the uncut live stream VOD channel with hour and 44 minutes, hour 25 minutes, 2 hours 36 minutes, hour 11 minutes, 1 hour 26 minutes, 1 hour 55 minutes, and a lot more hours to add to that, all within the last week. So if you ever have some time to unalive, check it out. Drop a sub if you like gaming content, because there's lots of it to go around. Let's start off with number 19 on Mildly Interesting. I'm a bartender and got tipped a 1934.20 tonight. What do you know? I think you're actually supposed to take that to a bank and exchange it for a fresh bill or just deposit it into your account so that they can take it out of circulation. I actually saw an image just a couple days ago on Reddit that was someone saying I think they worked at a bank and someone brought in a $1,000 bill from, it was like the 1920s or 1930s. And I was just thinking, oh my God, can you imagine in the 1930s, let's say, because I think it was, someone drops a $1,000 bill. And I think someone calculated the inflation in the comments and it was equal to like $20,000 today. Can you imagine just having a $20,000 bill chilling on you? Like that would be the ultimate flex in the 1930s. That sounds risky actually to carry that around on your person. This banana painted on the floor of a grocery store. That's a really good way to actually make someone trip, because they're gonna notice it at the very last second, not realize that it's painted on the ground, and they're gonna do like this awkward shuffle to try to avoid it. And that's what's gonna cause them to trip. So I feel like they've created more of a hazard than an actual banana peel would, because someone would notice the banana peel and it would be removed or trashed very swiftly, you would hope. This though, you're gonna Mario Kart some people forever. You should set up a hidden camera and just catch all the people who like freak out as they're about to step on it before they realize it's painted. I roasted the perfect marshmallow. It looks nice. I was never a big fan of the whole roasting of marshmallows. While everybody else around the campfire was like roasting them and then eating them, I'd be roasting them and be like, anybody want this? And then I'd just pick a marshmallow out of the bag and I'd just eat it. I was like, this is the superior way. I like the uncooked marshmallows. And then I would never actually like make the s'more, because I would make it and it'd be all drippy all over the place. And I'd be like, why am I gonna do this? This is messy. I don't need to do this next time. The more that I cook the marshmallow, the more that it melts everything and just makes it drip all over the place. And then the graham cracker just cracks everywhere and then it falls on the ground. And then my stepmom would be like, I like them really burnt. And I feel like I took it way too at face value, and so I would just incinerate these marshmallows and I'd pawn them off to her. And I still, I don't know if she was just kind of grimacing along with it or like if she actually enjoyed the inner part, but always kind of like take off the just absolutely charred black exterior and kind of just go for the interior and be like, hey, you said you like them super charred. My phone can wireless charge my toothbrush. Wireless power share. Put the center of your phone back to back with another device. What? This is truly fascinating. And through a case, no less. Tesla would be proud. Like the original inventor, Tesla, not the car company. That's so weird. So if you're in a pinch, sleeping over at somebody's house, and you brought your electric toothbrush, but you forgot to charge it in advance. Good thing your phone has you covered here. The grass someone ran over is growing better than the grass that wasn't. I have no idea the mechanism behind that, but maybe there were a bunch of seeds that were just kind of like floating on the top, and then the car just like smushed them all into the ground. And then it was like, all right, we get to grow now. We were waiting on this. Maybe normally they'd wait for like something to fall on them or animals to walk through, but like how there's a cone over there. Somebody saw this and was like, all right, so it'd be great if people could not drive. We want this to remain a uniform brown, okay? These tire tracks of beautiful new life are really offsetting the entire aesthetic that we've got going on here. All right, we just prefer this square patch of really unkempt grass. The rest, though, gotta remain brown. saw a car with today's date as the license plate. This is from 18 days ago. 4th August 20... What? That's weird, because this is not a sequential plate. This is a vanity plate. Somebody specifically requested a license plate that is 4th of August 2020? What? Maybe it's their birthday? But no, that wouldn't... No, it's not, because that's... You would not... You wouldn't be... Like, maybe 4th of August is their birthday, but you wouldn't be driving if you were just born 18 days ago. Trying to figure out the motivation. Did they do this just in the hopes that somebody would take a photo and post it on Reddit and get a lot of upvotes? Like, this is the longest running... This is a long con right here with a very short window of payoff, but it worked beautifully. What really happened here is the friend took the photo, and that was that. That was the purpose of this license plate, is it works one day, ever. You get the upvotes. Thankfully it worked, and now you just have a confusing license plate. A 90s cup car I saw tonight. They said 90s cup car. I was like, oh, did you see you saw like a Porsche, a GT3 Cup that was made street legal or something? Nope, no, it's a cup wrapped car. Thank you. I wonder if the person who posted this realized that it genuinely does sound like a mildly interesting thing to someone who is a car enthusiast, because a cup car is a track car, which you would not normally see on the street because it's not road legal. There are people who turn various cars into cup car looking cars, and there is also, though it's much more expensive and more impractical, people who take actual race cars and road legalize them. Thought maybe it was that, but nope, just cup. This cool pyramid house I drove by, it is nifty. There are some cool houses that I've driven by around LA. Also, like, actually, it's probably just too high profile that it wouldn't be mildly interesting, but if you had no idea what it is and you drove by like a Frank Lloyd Wright house, forget what the one is called that's in Los Feliz, but like you drive by that and you'd be like, what the heck? Does this get like transplanted out of Egypt? There's a super cool one over there. And so, yeah, there's some mildly interesting houses around here. So, but it's too high profile. People, that's the Frank Lloyd Wright house. What are you talking about? That's not, like, we know what that is, even though it's very cool. My cat's doppelganger lives upstairs from us. That would be so weird to, like, come back home to this for the first time ever, not realizing that they have a cat upstairs. And I wonder, would the first thing that crossed your mind be like, did I always live on that floor? And you'd be like, no, I'm definitely not on that floor. I'm definitely the floor below that. Did they steal my cat? And you go into your house and you'd be like, wait, no, my cat's here. And then you go back outside and the cat's not in the window anymore. And you'd be like, what? Can my cat teleport? Have they learned? Are they finally exposing that ability, or did my cat slip up? They all knew how to teleport, but they weren't supposed to make it known until the effort begins to take over the world, but they let it slip up. No, just two cats. That would be very, very unsettling at first, though. A rock working its way out of my hand after a bike accident over 25 years ago. What? A rock has been in your hand for 25 years, and now your body is like, I think it's time. It's got to be accelerating how quickly it's going out. Otherwise, I mean, you don't have that much distance to go from like the palm to the back of your hand. So that, assuming a linear rate, that thing's gonna be there for like another 5 years. You're just gonna have this uncomfortable bulge, and when you like put your palm down, try to do push-ups, it's gonna be, this hurts. It's like I have this permanent piece of gravel under my hand as I'm trying to, that's annoying. My dad's apartment came with a baby pink stove. Very cute. I wonder how many years old that thing is. Also very convenient. It has an electrical outlet right there. And that's practicality. I feel like every stove or something should have that. Especially if you have a kitchen that doesn't have electrical outlets right at like, right here. That's great. Wow, ahead of their time, really. Back in like the 1950s. they were adding those sorts of things in. It's like a USB charger, but before USB, we can plug a USB in there, so it's far more useful. Anyway, the outlet is very practical. Also very cute pink stove. I feel like it would be nice to actually have the window into the oven so you could see the thing baking without having to open, but you know, whatever floats your boat. The last Blockbuster was a 5-minute walk from the motel I was staying at. I think that this is actually owned by another company, and they just acquired the rights to it or the license to the name just so that they could keep it alive as a tribute to video stores. Anybody watching this, you guys remember when you actually went into a store and you would rent a VHS or a DVD? I don't know if they really went on to the Blu-ray age because that started getting a little bit too modern when streaming was out there and stuff through Netflix. But anyway, yeah, so you used to have to actually go in. It's like, they have this store and I'm sure people actually go in and rent things for the novelty of it. They're like, okay, at least people come in because they think it's a good novelty thing. And then the crown hits. It's like, how many things can we have going against us as a physical video rental store? The knocks just don't stop. The window of this house I rented looks like a painting. That's very nice. Very picturesque. Very pretty. It looks like you're getting away from, all the hustle and bustle of the rest of the world. Looks like you might be able to go do some like boogieboarding or surfing over there. I say boogieboarding because that's what I'd be doing. If even. I'm scared of water. I could never surf though, dude. I mean, I've tried a few times and then I always just nosedive the board and then I try to stand up and then I'm like, I'm gonna go back on land or boogieboard. Boogieboarding's fun. I always wanted to be able to do like the barrel roll. Never could. Me and water, not really my thing, but it's pretty to look at. No doubt about that. Someone at my work did a perfect circle burnout. I'm impressed. It's kind of difficult to do. And they probably didn't even mean to do it themselves, but that's kind of impressive. Like usually you would have some amount of misalignment between your entry and your exit. Maybe they're really good, dude. I'm not. I mean, it's slightly easier when it's dry, but oh my God, dude, when you're on like low grip, sticky tires, it sounds like an oxymoron, but that is how it is. Sticky tires, when they encounter the wet, it's not a good combo. You're on a wet concrete circle, trying to do drifting. Oh, it's so tough. At least it is for me. I'm sure there's some people out there who are much better at it. Well, obviously there are, like the instructors, but it's like really tough. It's really tough. To get it a perfect circle, I guess, well, a donut is slightly different. You're just flooring it and turning the wheel. You're not like counter steering or anything like that, but still impressive. Very impressive. This handicap sign is broken in a way that it suits my disability. This is like the most niche circumstance, I feel like. Or they can predict the future. Or you're a regular there, and maybe they were like, or what if the conspiracy is he actually owns this place? It's like his gym, and he did this on purpose as a joke, and then decided, you know what, mildly interesting on Reddit, this would be a good place to put this photo. I worked for the railway and found this Gatorade carton in near mint condition in a tunnel. Date on the top says June 16th, 1988. Did you drink it? Looks delicious. That straw, absolutely impeccable condition right there. I can't see why you wouldn't want to try it out. What is the worst that could happen? I suppose you could have bacteria that'd be living in there, and then you drink it, and then it would just wouldn't do very well. Probably wouldn't unalive you though. Probably just throw up or. Come on, man. Tell us, what did it smell like? Does it smell like lemon lime? Used to have lemon lime Gatorade all the time. My dad would get it, the only flavor of Gatorade he'd ever get. And I'd be like, but I want this one, or I want this one. He'd be like, we're getting lemon lime. All right. I'd be like, fine. So I just, whenever I see lemon lime Gatorade, I just think of being young and visiting with my dad. Husband received a letter he wrote to himself in 1998. Dude, I need to do this. I need to do this. Except it's much more endearing if it's when you were really young. How's life going for you? Things doing okay here in old 1998? Well, 2020 was probably the wrong year to choose. to ask how things are going. Wonder what type of games they have in UR time. How good are the special effects in the movies? They're pretty good, actually. Right now, the most popular movie out is Titanic. Do you remember watching that? How many friends do you have now? Hope you're going to college. Better not be slacking off, loser. How you doing in the music, art, and writing business? So, did you finally get that Nintendo 64? Took you 20 years, but you finally made it. I hope so, for my sake. What happened to Bill Clinton? You know, the old president. Yourself, Mike, with the slime signature. Top-notch signature, dude. I should, see, it'd be much cuter for me now to receive a letter from myself when I was 6 years old. And I'd probably be like, so how was college? And me now would be like, so about that. Didn't really work out, but, hey, we're playing a lot of video games. You liked those. So, right? Pretty cool. All right, or I'll write myself a letter to me in 10 years in the future, and there just won't be a world. It'll never make it to me. It's a bummer. Hope not. And the top for the last month, this plaque at the dog park commemorating a park record. On September 2nd, 2019, a dog park record was established. 4 dogs in quick succession peed on one woman. How does this even make it up? Did someone who helps to manage the park keep it clean, which should be a heck of a trick with the dog park, witness this, and they went to the powers that be, whoever approves things like this for the city, and they're like, can we get a plaque up about someone getting peed on in the dog park? And they were like, yeah, I guess so. It wasn't even in 2020. I feel like this would be a 2020 thing. It's like, at least we can still have some funny things happen this year, but this was last year. We need the record to be broken. God, that would suck. At what point, you're probably giving up by the 4th one. On the first one, you're annoyed. Second time, you're like, what the heck are the odds of this? Third time, you're like, in disbelief. And 4th time, you're like, all right, I guess this is my life now. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Mildly Interesting. Make sure to like if you liked. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the bell button if you already are. And of course, check out our sponsor, Captain Sparkles 2, for hours and hours of content. More than you can probably watch. See you later.